Pitch. Listen to this.
You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
It has been a number of years since I began excavating the ruins of Kandar with a group of my colleagues. Now my wife and I have retreated to a small cabin in the solitude of these mountains. Here I continued my research undisturbed by the myriad distractions of modern civilization and far from the groves of academe. I believe I have made a significant find in the Kandarian ruins, a volume of ancient Sumerian burial practices and funerary incantations. It is entitled Naturan de Manto, roughly translated, Book of the Dead. The book is bound in human flesh and inked in human blood. It deals with demons, demon resurrection, and those forces which roam the forest and dark bowers of man's domain. The first few pages warn that these enduring creatures may lie dormant but are never truly dead. They may be recalled to active life through the incantations presented in this book. It is through recitation of these passages that the demons are given license to possess the living.
Hey, what'd you do that for? It's just getting good.
I just don't want to hear it anymore, that's all.
Hey, come on, I just want to hear the rest of it. No big deal.
Tatra amistrobin hazarta. Tatir mano mansizon hazan sobar. Saman la robza. Darhis hiker dans de rodza. Ganda.
Shut it off.
Ganda.
Shut it off.
Kanda!
Shut it off!
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird brain, it's a plane, it's iWalter. iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, a strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is iWalter. Welcome to me. I was supposed to say that. My friend Matt actually said, oh, you should say this joke instead of saying, welcome to iWalter. And I am saying it now, welcome to me. Probably not the most appropriate time to say this, tonight at least. I'll say it again, but, I'm saying it for Matt. Welcome to me. I did not have a good night tonight, or I had a good night. I didn't have a good day. I came in, and these same assholes at my job, these are technicians, just randomly came off being smart asses to me. So, hey, I'm just letting you know now, because I don't know if these people listen to the show. I'm sure they do. Just a word of warning on who you seem to fuck with, because, you might fuck with some people and get away with it, but you're going to be in for a rude awakening with me, and you don't want to find out my bad side. So I'm just letting these people know now. Bottom line is, just let you know now, I have nothing to lose. So you may have things to lose, but, I've had a situation, I have a history of mental illness. If you want to fuck with somebody like that, hey, good luck, because whatever happens, it's going to be on you, because I really have nothing to lose. So just giving you a heads up. So continue playing your little childish games of ostracizing and everything like that. I would just say, just give you a heads up for whoever may listen to the show for you. I would definitely watch your back. I'm not going to do anything else, but I would watch your back, and just giving you a heads up now. So you heard that on my show, and I'm just letting you know now, you're definitely barking up the wrong tree, and you think this is entertaining to you now that I'm being a fucking asshole to you. Wait until you don't see me and you find you're going to be in for a rude awakening. It's not going to be a very pleasant one. People have, crossed my path before, and it didn't end very friendly. So just letting you know. So I'm leaving it at that. You can kind of figure out the rest on your own. So good luck. Continue to play your little childish games, and it's going to be something that's not going to deal with work. But hey, I have nothing to lose, so just continue to play your games, and good luck. So anyway, I'm going to read some of these really bizarre stories. There was one I actually had to stop reading because it got me actually almost sick. I mean, I can't believe people. Now these are going back to it. I'm going from the Dream and Demon strictly right now, right off the top. And by the way, that segment was from the movie, the original Evil Dead, done by Sam Raimi, and starred Bruce Campbell. So that was the original Evil Dead, that segment, reading from the Necronomicon. So, I was looking for some stories to post on my show tonight, and I saw this one, and it looks like Trafford, and I don't know what that it's located because I can't figure out what AL stands for. But this story was so, catching, and I felt bad. I was actually watching the news segment from the link on the Dream and Demon, and this police or detective talking about what these people did to this little girl, or the woman's daughter. And I almost literally started crying. I mean, it was that depressing. I mean, I just can't believe that people are, well, I do believe it because I see it at my job every day. But this happened on August 5th. This is going back. It's titled, Mother Boyfriend Charged After Toddler Found Dead in a Pool of Her Own Vomit. So, I mean, I read these stories, they're not entertaining, but for some sense of the word, it's not the appropriate word to use. I do talk about these stories for entertainment reasons. I saw this, and I really did get really upset. I just can't believe the kid they show pictures of the girl, and that's what just got to me. Because you see this little girl, she was like the most harmless looking thing, and I'll read the story right now. I'll try to at least. Police have arrested a 23-year-old Misty Wright and her boyfriend, 39-year-old Jonathan Talley, after Wright's 3-year-old daughter was found unconscious in a pool of her own vomit. On Monday, Wright and Talley called 911 after finding Jetty Adams laying in a pool of her own vomit on a mattress on the porch of their trailer. Paramedics rushed the girl to the hospital where she would be pronounced dead. Now, reading this is not as bad. If you watch the segment with this detective, unless you are completely have no emotion, you have no scruples, and you just take death as with a grain of salt, that would be the only person who'd be able to watch this detective talk. I'm telling you right now. It goes on to say she was hit with such force her intestines were damaged, said the deputy Randy Christian, adding that she likely suffered a long and painful death all alone after going out on the porch to lie down on the mattress where she stayed all night. It's the saddest thing I can recall. And I'm watching this. I was watching the news segment, and I couldn't get through it. I actually did turn it off. Several children found living in the trailer were placed in custody of the Department of Human Resources. Neighbors say they don't know the family, but the law is very familiar with the Talley. So, I don't know. I mean, that kind of stuff is just total. Those people really, they should just be, both of them just should be actually, what do you call it? If capital punishment is in that state, well, you know what? That would be fitting for both of those people. Actually, that would be too good for them, too. I'd probably torture them the same way they tortured that little kid. Anyway, there was a story. These are August 5th. I'm just going to go through because some of these were pretty interesting. I'm not saying they're entertaining, but they were definitely interesting. I might have read these before, too. I can't remember. Police say murder of family was ritualistic and related to witchcraft. Now, see, that gives witchcraft a bad name Yeah, I love those movies. I love movies about warlocks, witches, and monsters. But I know that stuff's fake. Now, there is black magic and white magic, but you know what? Most of witchcraft is about, basically, it's just a religion, and witchcraft is more or less about believing in, basically like fall and everything. That's basically out of the, what do you call it? I can't remember. The pagan religion is a lot of our, the things with the season, fall season, the fall solstice. Some of our seasonal changes are more out of the paganistic, I guess. Am I saying that correctly? So this whole propaganda about, witchcraft is bad, it really is not. But, the movies are the ones who kind of brought this about. Even me playing Evil Dead in the beginning, that's just all fantasy, folks. That's not real. Maybe it's sometime back in the barbaric days, people were more that way. But yeah, that's not really what the whole, thing was about, being a paganistic or, a person who believed in witchcraft. Anyway, this was in Pensacola, Florida. It says, we haven't reported on a murder tied to the witchcraft in years, but that's exactly what police say was involved in the murders of a Florida family who were found beat with a hammer and with their throats slit. The last name of the woman was, because I can't pronounce her first name, was Smith. 77, was found dead in Pensacola home on Friday, along with her son, 49-year-old John Williams, and 47-year-old Richard Smith, her husband. They were all had been beaten to death with a claw hammer, and then their throats had been slit. Smith had also been shot in the neck, that the police believe was done to encapsulated him. I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. Anyway, it's just a point, though. I can't believe, and I see this stuff. I mean, there is pure evil in the world. I don't believe evil is born. I don't believe that Satan sends these people to Earth. I don't really believe in that shit. But there is just people that are so freaking demented that they don't know any better. Well, they do know better, but they thrive on this. And I do not. It says, according to the county sheriff, David Morgan, the county sheriff police, the way the family was the way they were killed was the way their bodies were positioned leads them to believe that the deaths were a ritualistic killing tied to the last week's blue moon. And it just goes on to say authorities have questioned. It says authorities have questioned a person of interest and haven't made any arrest on release. Or release the person's identity. Now, this was back on the 5th, so this was like a couple weeks ago. They have said there was no forced entry into the home or robbery, and their person of interest is a white male who practices witchcraft. So, I don't know. Maybe they watch way too many. I love horror movies, but I don't take them to the point that I need to kill somebody like that. So, Dreamin' Demon has a couple, again, interesting stories, but this has caught my attention. Here's one from Pittsburgh, PA. Caesar Mazza, this was August 6th, so it was the next day, accused of killing her grandma, not naming baby, for not naming the baby after him. So this guy looks like he's some type of Latino Hispanic, and he basically killed the grandmother and his ex because the ex did not name. She was pregnant, I guess, or the child wasn't named after him. This happened in Pittsburgh, PA. Police have arrested a 25-year-old Caesar Mazza, it looks like, after they say he became upset that his ex-girlfriend wouldn't name their newborn son after him. See, I wasn't sure. That's why I don't want to go in too deep when I said ex. I don't want to say ex-wife. That's why I didn't, because it was his ex-girlfriend. So he stabbed her to death and fatally beat her 72-year-old grandmother. That makes so much sense. I mean, yeah, it really does not. On May 6th, Mazza took his 3-month-old son from foster care and dropped him off at the mother's home. When he asked why he and the baby were covered in blood, Mazza claimed that the blood was his and the result of the baby's mother, 19-year-old. Okay, so this guy's like 25, she's 19, Tanya Banks, trying to stab him because he forgot to bring her a 6-pack of cigarettes when he picked up their baby. So he's trying to blame it on her that was his blood when it was actually hers, and he was pissed off at this girl he got pregnant and the grandmother, and he killed both of them, or beat the shit out of them. I think he killed them. Did I say he killed them? Yeah, he killed them. The next day, police performed a wellness check on Banks after she did not report back to the social services agency by her assigned time. When the police entered the residence, they would find Banks dead after suffering 15 stab wounds and some fractured bones. And the grandmother, 72-year-old Valerie Crumpton, was found dead with trauma to the head and body. Mazza. Now, here's again, this guy looks like, I'm not trying to be like, one of these assholes, but the guy looks like an illegal immigrant. No offense. And obviously, this woman, Tanya Banks, probably was an American. And look what this is what I'm saying. You let all these fucking illegals in this country, and these women flock to them. They want the bad boy. Of course, they're going to get some wacko from probably who got kicked out of their own country or is fleeing from their own country. And they go out on a killing spree. But that's okay, because the guy's going to get out. And if he is an illegal, they're sending him back to South America, and he'll be back up in the United States, hooking up with some other woman, young girl, and getting her pregnant and probably killing them too. Mazza was located in New Jersey after he was arrested on May 15th for missing a trial on charges he beat Banks last November. So he was up on charges of beating her previously too, as well. So I don't know. There are some other stories I want to go to, like more recent ones. So I put some on my Facebook, but the one about that little girl was just the one that really got to me the most. I already read this one. 3 French students accused of killing a woman, dissolving her body in acid. That was on August 11th, though. I could just reread it. It was the other day I read it. This was in France. 3 French students have been accused of murdering a fellow student, then, inspired by the episode of Breaking Bad, trying to dissolve her body in acid. The 3 men, one 19, the other 2 were in their 20s, had recently begun making their money by selling amphetamines to other students. Last month, 2 of the 3 students went to the apartment of a 23-year-old Eva, I can't say her last name, to collect approximately $6,500 in drug money she owed them. That's crazy. That's a lot of money too. I could use that kind of money. Maybe I should start making drugs. My name is Walter, so I could be really Walter White. So I'll be just Walter in Toronto. When they found out that she did not have the money, they beat her to death with a crowbar and brass knuckles. In order to get rid of the body, then they decided to dissolve it in a plastic bin full of acid. One of the accused would later tell police that they got the idea from watching Breaking Bad. Figuring her body would dissolve in a few days, the geniuses bought a plastic bin, stuffed her body in it, then poured acid over her corpse. They would revisit the woman's apartment over the next couple days just to check on the progress of their soup du jour. Still, some items and replaced air fresheners that were used to mask the smell of their work. There was actually probably more to this. I'm actually kind of curious because I was going to read. Plastic. Actually, that might be everything. Well, no, there was a little bit more. I'm sorry, folks, I got to figure out where I left off so I just read the headlight. Headlight. Yes, I'm talking like my father now. No, not the headlight. Basically the highlight of the thing. They're planning to get rid of the woman's body. Then a body was thralled when her mother, concerned that she hasn't, that her daughter basically hasn't answered her phone calls, busted into an apartment to find her daughter's body dissolving in a plastic bin. Basically, the two suspects were arrested and charged with murder, while the third being charged with conspiracy to murder. One of the suspects' lawyers said that the three accused were brilliant students and that his client went wrong when he got involved in the party scene and a local nightlife. So there you go. The plan probably would have worked, but her body was taking forever to decompose into acid. Mother was concerned why her daughter wasn't answering her phone calls, and she found the body being dissolved in this acid, and put two and two together and found these idiots. So this one was on the Dreamin' Demon, but I actually had this on my Facebook, so I'm going back to the Dreamin' Demon. And it was it's not funny. This was actually yesterday. And, another hideous story, but the name, it's August 20th, 2015. It was put up yesterday morning. Robert Smith charged with murder, squeezed baby until something cracked. Now, I was kind of being sarcastic because I love The Cure. So, obviously, lead vocalist, person who basically is still the original band member. Robert Smith is in the band, but no, it's not the same one. Washington, D.C., Robert Smith Sr. has been charged with first-degree murder after police say he squeezed his 5-year-old son so hard that he fractured the infant's vertebrae in ribs. I gotta look at this guy's age. Oh, senior, okay. According to the court documents, the infant's mother called 911 when she went to check on the baby and found that he wasn't breathing. The baby would be pronounced dead at the hospital, where the medical examiner would find the infant had suffered rib fractures, both recent and old, a fractured vertebrae, a fractured wrist, and a scabbed abrasion on the back of his head. This is now okay. These are the people. Hey, we got to make sure these kind of pieces of garbage can continue to procreate. I'm not even talking about the child. Smith would admit to the detective that on the day of his son's death, he woke up about 7:30 a.m. that morning, and his son was crying. So Smith went in to check on him and squeezed him like you squeeze a roll of toothpaste until he heard cracking sounds. The boy went limp and groggy, so then he placed him back into his sleeper. So yeah, that's a great way to do it. You basically suffocate the kid and you break his bones, so the kid will go back to sleep. Now, you know why the guy was woken up at 7:30? Because he probably just went to bed because he probably doesn't have a job. He's probably, living off government welfare and, spent his money from, his EBT card. He probably maxed it out. And, his poor son now is dead because, he couldn't deal with having a kid. So Smith admitted to squeezing, the squeezing technique was one he had employed on previous occasions when his son would cry or become fuzzy. About 3 or 4 times a day in the days leading up to his death. He also said that one time he bent over to pick up a diaper while holding his son, and he forced his son to bend backwards so far that he went limp in his arm. So he basically broke the kid's back. You know what? I'm getting really, like, I'm not even kidding. I'm ready to vomit just reading this. I'm sorry. 2 hours later, the baby started crying again. I'm surprised if poor kid was alive. This time the boy's mother tried to feed him, but he would not finish his bottle, so she put him back in the sleeper and he went to sleep. She would find the boy not breathing later that day. She screamed for help while Smith began CPR on the baby. I'm surprised he knew CPR. What a shock. Smith was arrested and charged with first-degree murder despite describing himself as a monster. His lawyer argued her client did not intend to kill his son and that he should be released from jail so he can procreate again, basically, because he has no prior record. Well, what a shock. Has a job and a Bachelor of Science degree in University of District of Columbia. Well, you know what? It probably, no offense, it's probably one he got online. Assistant U.S. Attorney Glenn Krishner disagreed, arguing that Smith should remain in jail because this was not a momentary lapse of judgment, but rather a repeated conduct over the course of the child's life. The magistrate judge, Renee Raymond, agreed, finding that Smith was a danger and would remain in the D.C. jail until his trial. Well, you know what? That guy should also, kind of like anybody who kills a child, leave him in jail and let the other inmates take care of this guy. Just like let him out and let him. Once they find out that he killed a little kid in the way he killed the child, he's not going to survive that much longer. His days on earth are going to be very numbered. So, you know what? I don't mean to pick up these stories. They definitely add interest, I guess, to what I talk about, but they are very, very morbid. I will admit to that. Okay, I lost my train because of what I was going to read, train of thought. So I got to go back, scroll down, because the next story is not where I had it. So I apologize. Yeah, God, I really put up a lot of stuff after the fact. It was another Dream and Demon story, I'll tell you that much. I just can't remember what I did with it. Yeah, I didn't think I put it down this far. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it was Dream and Demon, sorry, and this was probably yesterday too, but I'm not sure. Let me check. Yeah, it was yesterday. I mean, how could you have this many stories and not like wonder like what is wrong with the people in this country? And these are different, these aren't isolated cases anymore. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. Connor McCaslin slit throat of a woman inside of Shaw's grocery store. And before I get into this one, there was a story where these two kids just randomly went into a church and punched like a 72-year-old woman in a church. I don't even know if I have that story in my mix, but I saw it. It was like, you got to be kidding. It was caught on video. That's the only reason they knew it happened. Anyway, this story says police have charged a 31-year-old Connor McCaslin after she walked into a grocery store. I thought it was a guy, though. That's a woman? You got to be kidding. Charged a 31-year-old Connor McCaslin after she walked into a grocery store and slit the throat of a 59-year-old mother of 5. I swear to God, you look at the picture, I really thought this was a guy. I'm not trying to be mean. Because the person's head's shaved, too. So I just automatically assume it was a guy. According to the police, basically she walked into the supermarket yesterday, or actually the day before yesterday now, and approached Wendy, I can't pronounce that last name, who was in the ice cream section of the grocery store. Other shoppers say there was a lot of shouting before McCaslin attacked this woman, the one she slit the throat because I can't pronounce her name, and slit her throat. 2 EMTs were already in the store shopping, so they immediately began providing medical assistance to this woman who got her throat slit, that I can't pronounce her name, while the store employees and shoppers held down McCaslin until the police arrived. The woman who got her throat slit. I just wish I could pronounce her name. Was rushed to South Main Healthcare in Biddeford, where she later died. So the woman goes in for ice cream. This 59-year-old lady, that's not even that old, and she never expected to get her throat slit from some wacko. But yeah, she later died. McCaslin was taken into custody and charged with murder. She's currently in New York County Jail with a court appearance scheduled for Friday. Police said that she was working on a motive behind the murder. And let me read that again. Police said they are working on the motive behind the murder because they don't even know. But they believe the attack was completely random and have found no evidence that the woman even knew that these women didn't know each other. So this woman randomly just slit this lady's throat for no reason at all. So that really scares me, though. That scares me, of all people, the nutcase. I'm not a psychiatrist or anything, but looking at McCaslin's picture, which I thought was a man if you look at it, I'm going to guess, this is what the person who wrote this article. She's a batshit crazy. I wouldn't doubt that she's in her cell right now fighting off imaginary bats. Yeah. Hey, she should procreate too, because she's a real catch. She slices women's throats for no reasons at all. Anyway, I'm going to go through what's on my webpage now. There was something. It's by basically VHHollywood.com. It's VanityFair.com. It said VH Hollywood, but it's VanityFair.com. It says New American Horror Story set photos reveal Lady Gaga's mega glam character. So that's already getting into that. I can't wait to see it, actually. Is this enough to fill the hole of Jessica Lange left behind? So I guess Jessica Lange's not going to be on here at all. I don't know. I thought she was. Way back in May, Lady Gaga tested American Horror Story fans by posting a glam photo on Twitter with the caption, "I heard you call for a blonde." So I guess Lady Gaga is going to be replacing Jessica Lange, I assume. But there has been precious little about her character design since. But now, thanks to the new photo set, we got a glam picture. So that would be pretty cool because I really do love Lady Gaga. And I'm sure they can probably shoot around, if she does anything else. But hey, this would definitely be a step for her, because if she works out on doing American Horror Story, maybe she'll do a couple seasons, maybe not more than this one. Like she'll play different characters, like Jessica Lange did. Excuse me, I'm burping as I ate an early breakfast, so to speak. Hey, some friend, my friend's brother, Paul. He actually put this up, and it's on michaelrookeronline.com. Now, we have this joke that's been going on for quite a while now, since we saw Michael Rooker, and my friend Todd asked, so what about your movie Pennhurst? And he, quote-unquote, said, I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I know I've beaten that story to death. But here it's like, it goes back January 21st, 2012. On his webpage, post-tagged Pennhurst. Trailer for Michael Rooker's upcoming film, Pennhurst. So this movie was so fucking bad, folks, that he denied he even made it, even though it still exists on his very own webpage, his own home webpage. Let's see, it says buy stuff. I wonder if you can buy the Pennhurst movie. No, that actually he's not even selling it. He's got everything except his own fucking movie on there. That's really bad. But yet he does admit on his webpage, which he did not admit to my friend, that, yeah, he did make a really bad movie. Now, I saw Michael Rooker with Kevin Smith. I should have asked him again and see if he would have denied it again, too. I think recently he has not. Anyway, there was a really cool picture. Not that it's cool that it could happen to anybody, but it was Brad Panovich, and it says meteorologist, and it shows a picture of a lightning bolt hitting an airplane. Now I thought like lightning comes from the ground up. That's what I was always understanding, but this lightning bolt is coming from in the air, and it hits the back end of the plane. I mean, and it's like a good quarter of a mile long of lightning because it's bigger than the jet. It's like it's a Delta jet. And it definitely did some damage, but thank God no one got hurt. It says, as scary as it looks, in this lightning passed safety through the metal exterior and exited from the right landing gear. It appears no one was injured. This was, again, Delta flight landing in Atlanta via Gold Box ATL. That was all cap on the ATL. Actually, yeah, on Twitter. So the person posted this picture, and again, thank God no one got hurt. So I'm surprised, but I'm not going to complain about it. Now, here is a story. This was on the Huffington Post, but this story, I hate Huffington Post, but this story is just too good to resist. It says, man digs up dad's grave to argue with the corpse, police say. I mean, how could you turn down a story as good as this? There's actually a video here, too. I'm not going to even bother listening to it. I better turn off the volume. But, yeah, it does say that. This man digs up his dad's corpse so he can fight with it. Now, that one I just found, but it says it says 8/19, so, yeah, that was like 2 days ago, but I just found it. Yeah, it basically says, an attempt to bury old wounds by digging up a corpse has landed a Kentucky man behind bars. Michael May, I'm surprised it's not Michael Bay. Michael May, 44, was arrested Monday evening after an officer saw him digging up a grave at the cemetery in Stanford, Kentucky, according to WKYT.com. May told the arresting officer he was trying to dig up the grave of his father so he could argue with him, according to Wave3.com. The arresting officer also said that May seemed intoxicated and quoted the Bible verses when confronted, according to the Central Kentucky News. May was charged with violating graves, public intoxication, and marijuana possession, and locked in a Lincoln County jail. He was locked in a Lincoln County jail. Breslow, I guess that's his name. Breslow, do you feel that you were violating a grave? May no one know I see the truth. He needs to be on the ground, not under it. Okay, that was his thing. So they ask him, do you feel like you violated the grave? And he says, no. But he says, no, I see the truth. And he says he needs to basically have that corpse should be above ground, not below. That makes no sense. The guy was, 3 sheets from the wind or something like that, I would assume, because he was high and drunk. May says his dad died 30 years ago. There are 13 people named May buried at the cemetery, but the name fitting the timeline was the person named Willis Green May, Wave3.com reports. So the guy didn't even know which one was his father's grave, so he just randomly started digging up a grave that he thought it might have been. And apparently it could have been actually the wrong grave by the sounds of it. The name of the person buried where May was digging has not been released, so he did dig up the wrong grave. So he dug up the wrong grave while he was high and intoxicated, thinking that it was his father who died 30 years ago, And he wanted to just basically kind of like, no puns intended, bury the hatchet and like argue with him. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say on that one. I'm sorry, I'm just taking a pause because in case there's something. A lot of story. Now, this one is, was that Huffington? No, this is Fox News, thank God. Oh, good. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was a Fox News one. Yeah, this one says, not the baby, teen shot man, fire at wife and infant in horrific home invasion. Search, and now it has a picture of a African-American, search for suspects, police release surveillance video and sketch. That was, I think, yesterday, too. Yeah, it was yesterday. They have this video of this woman who got all this huff for breastfeeding her kids. Definitely going to put that on Facebook. Unfortunately, it's going to be another Jessica Coletti. I'd probably breastfeed off her, too, if I could. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going back. A group of teenagers shot a Georgia man and fired at his wife and infant during a terrifying home invasion, police say. Josh Duggar admits to infidelity. I have been the biggest hypocrite ever. AP investigators recommend vascular manslaughter charge against Jenner. Anyway, it goes on to say the Lash family had just returned home from vacation when a group of teens came to the door and asked to borrow a jack for their car. And then they tried to force their way into the home. So now you got to be afraid for like just doing a Good Samaritan thing. They shot Michael Lash twice in the legs, then fired at his wife, Whitney, and their six-month-old daughter, but missed. Their 2-year-old son, who was sleeping upstairs, wasn't hurt. Michael Lash underwent surgery and will be okay, so that's good. Whitney Lash can be heard screaming on a horrifying 911 call as shots rang out. Not the baby, she repeatedly begged. The 4 suspects are still at large. Authorities have released a sketch of one of the suspects who have been stud piercing between had a stud piercing between his eyes. Surveillance footage from the nearby business caught the suspects walking near the home shortly before the attack. So there you go. Yeah, that's very alarming, to say the least. And that was yesterday. I really want to check out this thing with this Jessica Coletti. I mean, it's not right, but I mean, she's got some really nice dirty pillows. But those poor people, and the family who got attacked, I mean, it's not important in today's times, but they were both, the family's Caucasians, and the sketch was ironically of a black younger guy. I'm waiting for this to load because there was something that was really cool. Finally, if you're a big comic book geek fan, I'm not. I'm going to let you know right now. I haven't actually watched these last couple superhero movies. I could really care less, and I didn't bother to waste my money on them. CinemaBlend.com. This was yesterday, too, I think. The Avenger Spider-Man is apparently fighting in Captain America Civil War. So finally, I think they finally came to a settlement between Sony and whatever, Marvel. Warning, there are potential major spoilers in Captain America Civil War ahead. Spider-Man makes his Marvel Cinematic Universe debut next year in Captain America Civil War. But it's still a mystery just how well we'll see him. While he was originally only expected to cameo, now it appears his presence will be much more significant. Many of Spidey's key scenes have already been filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes! I'm sorry, I got excited because they actually shot some of the film in Atlanta, Georgia. See, they still do stuff down there. And he's going to be on screen long enough to go through several costumes. Now, it's being reported that Spider-Man won't just swing around the screen and drop a couple of one-liners. He also will tangle with one of the Avengers, Captain America. Okay, so this is pretty lengthy. So if you want to read the rest, I'm not going to ruin any more. But yes, it's kind of showing that he's going to wear different adaptations of his costume. I don't know if it's going to be the new Spider-Man they had picked, but they finally got a crossover, because the problem is you're talking different film, what do you call it, people who own the rights for the film. Sony owned, I think, Spider-Man, and again, Marvel, which is owned by Disney now, is a different movie company. So finally, they're going to do a crossover thing there. Not with the comic books, but, you know, the agreement of some sort. Maybe they paid a crap load of money just to do that, I assume. I really want to go back to that girl. She's... So, I'm sorry. You know what was really cool? I was going to put this as my intro, and I did not. Robert Hazard, that's really his last name, by the way. He was a one-hit wonder, and the reason I'm bringing him up, because the guy said, oh, yeah, I was reminiscing about 80s music the other day. He says, well, you ever hear the song? He thought it was by this group called the A's, and I was like, no, it was by Robert Hazard. And he made this song. Oh, it's not on here. Life, I think it's called, let me see if I can find it on my phone real quick, because I can't find it on the thing I printed. So give me a moment. I have it on Amazon. I just bought it. It was like 99 cents, so I didn't really care. Okay, it was called Escalator of Life by Robert Hazard. So that was his popular song. Now, he was born in Philadelphia. He's a Philadelphian, not far from me, obviously, because I'm Norristown. But he died August 5th, 2008 in Boston, Miami. Boston. Let me just keep it. Just scratch what I just said. But he died in Boston. But he's a Philadelphian, as I put it. He's probably best known for composing and recording the song. Now, get this. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which he was the originator of that song. It was not Cyndi Lauper. So I did not know that. I thought that was an original song by Cyndi Lauper. It was not. It was by Robert Hazard, who is a Philadelphian / Pennsylvania person. It does go on to say which Cyndi Lauper covered, turning the song into a best-selling hit. But that other song that I mentioned just now, Escalator of Life, was very popular too. So he at least had 2 hits. Well, 1 hit of his own. By the way, I did steal this from another friend named Matt Harthman. He put this up, and it was so fucking funny, I just had to take it. I gave it to everybody I knew practically. Trudy Pitts uploaded it originally, and it says, sorry, but this is fucking awesome X. It's a video just about fuck. I am not kidding. It's a whole video about the word fuck, and it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. And it's just, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know how else to put it. It's just too fucking funny. So you got to check that out. If you look at anything, look for Trudy Pitts, and she uploaded this video about, and it literally is called fuck. Yeah, it says, let's see if it has a beginning of this title. Using Proper English, episode 12, and then it goes on to, because I have the sound turned off. You know what? I normally don't do this, but this is just so fucking funny. I'm going to try to turn on my mic, and you're going to hear this, but it's just too funny. So let me see if I can do this. I'm going to move the speaker over, too, so I can get this. Because I'm going to move it like this, so you can hear this. So, folks, get ready. Okay, here we go. I move the mic near this, and you got to get ready. I turn on my mic, and I'm going to play this, because this is so funny.
Perhaps one of the most interesting words in the English language today is the word fuck. Out of all of the English words that begin with the letter F, fuck is the only word that is referred to as the F word. It's the one magical word. Just by its sound can describe pain, pleasure, hate, and love. Fuck, as most words in the English language, is derived from German, the word frichen, which means to strike. In English, fuck falls into many grammatical categories. As a transitive verb, for instance, John fucked Shirley. As an intransitive verb, Shirley fucks. Its meaning's not always sexual. It can be used as an adjective, such as, John's doing all the fucking work. As part of an adverb, Shirley talks too fucking much. As an adverb enhancing an adjective, Shirley is fucking beautiful. As a noun, I don't give a fuck. As part of a word, abso-fucking-lutely, or in-fucking-credible. And as almost every word in a sentence, fuck the fucking fuckers. As you must realize, there aren't too many words with the versatility of fuck, as in these examples describing situations such as fraud, I got fucked at the used car lot. Dismay, oh fuck it. Trouble, I guess I'm really fucked now. Aggression, don't fuck with me, buddy. Difficulty, I don't understand this fucking question. Inquiry, who the fuck was that? Dissatisfaction, I don't like what the fuck is going on here. Incompetence, he's a fuck off. Dismissal, why don't you go outside and play hide and go fuck yourself? I'm sure you can think of many more examples. With all of these multi-purpose applications, how can anyone be offended when you use the word? We say, use this unique, flexible word more often in your daily speech. It will identify the quality of your character immediately. Say it loudly and proudly. Fuck you!
Alrighty, yeah, that was the video. I gotta move my mic back because I got it off where I want. I don't know how this is gonna sound, but either way, it's just funny. It was deliberately made to look like an old masterpiece or whatever. I don't know. So let me adjust. I probably got my mic off now. So yeah, hopefully you can hear me again without sounding too bad. But yeah, that fuck off, and it says fuck off at the very end. I just had to play this, but it's just going to throw off my show now and hopefully not sound too bad because I had to move my mic around. Anyway, there was something on MeTV and it had Linda Blair as Wonder Woman. It says, have a Wonder Woman full National Aviation Day. And that was on the 19th, so I just like that. There was an article on iHorror, that's with an I in horror.com. I read a lot of stuff off there too. Horror fans proposes to girlfriend while dressed as Michael Myers. So he has the William Shatner mask on. If you didn't know that, that's William Shatner's face. That's Michael Myers, the mask he wears. We've recently written a couple of stories about men dressing up as Michael Myers for various reasons, one of whom robbed a laundromat while others who took part... Oh, great. Here we go. Took part in a terrifying scare prank. But this particular story is much happier one, and it's guaranteed to warm your heart. On the Daily Mail, 30-year-old Alec Wells recently proposed to his girlfriend, and since she's a big-time horror fan, he decided to do so while dressed in the costume as Halloween slasher icon Michael Myers. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to read any more, especially because I don't know what my sound levels are at, because I'm just like all over. I can't go back and say, okay, hey, these sound levels suck. And there's that chick with the big titties. Sorry. I like the one with the big titties. They make me laugh. Hey, Sonny boy, can I have that magazine behind the counter? I get kind of constipated at my age. Can you give me something to read? Give me one of those dirty magazines. I need that. Because it makes... I like the one with the big titties. It makes me laugh. I know, I fucked that up. I can use fuck a lot now after that. This was pretty interesting, by the way, and I'm going to cut this short after a while. Soon. Jennifer Lawrence, this was in MovieWeb.com. Jennifer Lawrence is the highest paid actress in 2015. Forbes reports that Jennifer Lawrence was the highest paid actress in 2015. I just read that by Scarlett Johansson and Melissa McCarthy. No, that's Scarlett Johansson, I think. Love her, hate her. Jennifer Lawrence made quite more money than you and any of your friends or family and all the rest of the actresses in the world during 2015. So she made more money than your friends, family, and the rest of the universe. While Katniss Everdeen is short on bread, this celebrity certainly is not, as Forbes names her the highest paid actress again in 2015. Why don't you just fucking tell us what she made? In this article, I'm just screaming back. I'm talking out loud, thinking out loud. I have a show, so I have to talk out loud. So how much did Jennifer Lawrence make in 2015? Well, that's a good question. Are you sure you really want to know? That's what it says. Are you sure you really want to know? The 24-year-old pulled $52 million before taxes over 12 months. Yes, she did make a lot of money. She beat the number 2 on the list of Scarlett Johansson by $16.5 million. But remember, women have that glass ceiling. At least that's what we're told. The Avengers Age of Ultron star pulled in $35.5 million this year. Forbes changed things up, including actresses from all around the world. Despite knocking down the borders, only one non-American managed to make the list. Chinese actress Bing Bing fan landed the number 4, just behind comedian Melissa McCarthy. The Spy star pulled in $23 million, while Bing Bing fan earned a respectable $21 million. Okay, this goes on too, but because this caught my attention, it's a different article, and it's got Kevin Smith. Yes, and it says Kevin Smith wants Ronda Rousey as Captain Marvel, and he's all like excited in this picture, like he's ready to come. He's ready to come or what? Jesus Christ, there's certain things you don't talk about in public. That was a really bad liner, wasn't it, from Mallrats? August 20th, Kevin Smith wants Ronda Rousey as Captain Marvel. As you may know, UFC American Women's Champion Ronda Rousey desperately wants to play Captain Marvel in the upcoming Solo movie. She's first admitted this fact after her recent Read It AMA session. She then sent out an Instagram art further campaigning for the role. Now she has a heavyweight in her corner who calls her perfect for the character, and that is Kevin Smith. There's more to it. I'm just not going to read it all because it's late. It's like 4 o'clock almost. I still have to masturbate. Christ. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything else really worth. Oh, this was pretty entertaining. Daily Mail. ISIS fighters got AIDS from unprotected sex with 2 Moroccan women. The doctor forced to treat the infected jihadist, most of whom were foreign, at the hospital in Syria, said they had caught it from sex with 2 Moroccan women. Well, good luck, folks. I hope you fucking die. So, yeah, that was on the Dream and Demon. Somebody actually kind of wrote what I just said. I'm not even kidding. So, I'm not too far off. Ooh, another story on Dream and Demon. A morbid one, too. My favorite. It's right up my alley. Yeah, so you know what? With these Syrians, these ISIS people who are cutting people's head off, you know what? You may not have heard of it, but I'm going to tell you now. Karma. So I want to read a story about this. There's a story that's caught my attention. Evil Alabama stepmother is sentenced to death for poisoning her stepchild's dinner with antifreeze. And this is on dailymail.com. She's fugly looking, too, this lady. This is marked. Actually, it was marked today. Evil Alabama stepmother is sentenced to death for poisoning her stepchildren with antifreeze. Well, hey, you know what? This is the way you do it. She is sentenced to the death penalty. So finally, something's happening in the right sense of the word. Heather Levy Keaton of Mobile County, Alabama, on Thursday was sentenced to death by lethal injection. I am so ecstatic to hear finally some shithead's going to get the death penalty. I can't even obtain my excitement because trust me, I'm very happy. Prosecutors alleged that Levy Keaton cooked antifreeze into the child's food, tortured and beat them. Actually, I'm sorry, not children, because there is 2 kids. I was wondering why it was 2 kids of 2 kids. Levy Keaton became the first woman in Mobile County history sentenced to death row. And an Alabama woman will die for the 2010 poison murder of her common-law husband's 3-year-old son. Mobile County Circuit Court Judge Roderick Stout on Thursday sentenced Heather Levy Keaton to death by lethal injection, upholding jurors' recommendation. So, good fucking riddance, and you know what, lady? I hope you enjoy hell, and maybe you can just let me know what it's like. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I won't be the one going to hell, though. You will be. So, hey, I guess I'll never find out then, will I? Because I kind of wanted to know if it was hot or cold, so, nothing important. So that lady, she won't even have to just go, I won't even have to tell her to just go fuck herself. Just let me know how it is in hell. Hey, this was kind of like interesting on a different story. Metro.co.uk. Peter Catoli's already considering on quitting the job of being Doctor Who. He was as old as William Hartnell, actually, too. That's pretty interesting. Now he's like ready to say, okay, I'm calling it quits. Peter Catoli hints he will soon be leaving Doctor Who. This was marked 2 days ago. The BBC may need to search for a new doctor already, as Peter Catoli has hinted that his tenure as a Time Lord will be short as opposed to long. And they were saying it was actually shorter. I mean, it was longer at least than Eccleston, but still, I think it's just causing probably problems with his home life. He didn't realize how much, how much it was going to affect his personal life. So I think that's the main reason, because he's a diehard Doctor Who fan too, by the way. So, I'd hate to see him leave, but it's happened. I'm just really afraid they're going to finally just do what they always say they were going to do and say, oh, you know what, we want a woman to play Doctor Who. And it's like, yeah, it's not going to happen. If it does, you may actually, just like that bad movie of Fantastic Four, you might see the end of Doctor Who once again. So, and that would do it. That would fucking do it. So, hey, just keep up the good work, people. And I hope they do not do that. But if they do, I'm sorry, I'm trying to type something in right now. It honestly, it has nothing to do with work. That's the funny thing. So, it's actually more me buying stuff I shouldn't be buying. So, but why not do it now? I'm on a live radio show that's not live, but a show that that wastes my time. So anyway, waste of money. I gotta waste money. Hey, it's my that and torturing people apparently is my way of life. Okay, I just put up some stupid shit after that. Oh, you know what? I already read this, but I put it up again, so on my Facebook page. So I'll read it again. Daily Mail. Ohio mother killed her 3 young sons because her husband ignored their daughter. Well, that's a good way to kind of get more attention towards the daughter, I guess, right? Brittany Pinkleton calmly called 911 to report her baby boy wasn't breathing on Tuesday, then hours later confessed to killing her 3 sons. Well, hey, she was just trying to get more attention to the daughter. Do you blame her? I hope you know I'm being sarcastic. Pinkleton was charged with 3 counts of murder, and she was jailed in Bellefontaine, about 60 miles northwest of Columbus. The 3-month-old Noah was found dead on Tuesday. 3-month-old Niall died in 2014, and her 4-year-old Gavin passed away in April. Pinkleton said she killed all her sons by placing a blanket over their heads and suffocating them. Well, you know what? I think those kids were probably trying to sexually, they're only a couple months old, but still they probably try to sexually assault her. So honestly, in her defense, she was probably, she's 23. She was probably trying to defend herself against these hostile little kids that, the oldest one was 4 years old, so he probably really could put up a good fight. I'm sure. But the other ones were infants. But, it's not their fault. It's not her fault. It's theirs. Okay, I haven't watched it yet. I actually do want to see this. iHorror.com. Horror trailer, Hellions promises to be a new Halloween favorite. And it is Hellions, because it's Hellions. I should have did the old HE double toothpick, HE double hockey sticks. That would have been funny, but I didn't do it. I did it now, and it's already too late. There are a few things more enjoyable than watching Halloween horror films when the Halloween season is at full swing, as well as have our favorite Trick or Treat, Halloween 3, or Night of the Demons are some of mine, and I'm always looking for new movies to add to the annual rotation. So it says upcoming horror movies that take place on Halloween include Rob Zombie's 31. So that is coming out this year, thank God, because I really would like to see another Rob Zombie movie. The anthology Tales of Halloween, and they're joined by Bruce McDonald's Hellions. IFC's Midnight will release the Pony Pool Director's seasonal appropriate film on September 18th. Hitting limited theaters on VOD platforms. I don't want to ruin any more, but yeah, it's the movie, and it says it was a Sundance film. It's called Hellions, and they're saying this is going to be like the shit to watch, yo. They're not saying it. I'm saying it, but I don't know what it's about. So I'm not going to say any more. You can read it, because I don't want to ruin it. And I might even let it go at that, actually, because there's really nothing that's catching my fancy. Well, there is a story, but it's not. I'm not going to read the whole thing. On the iHorror.com, Let the Right One In TVs. Oh, boy. No, they're not going to do this. I had to open this one up. I'm sorry. Because that was a great movie. My one friend told me, Matt, he said, yeah, Let the Right One In is much better. That's the original movie. Was it French or something? As opposed to the American one, which was Let the Right One In. Well, this one was called Let the Right One In, but they're showing the original one. I forget what they changed it to now. Oh, I don't want to lose my story there. Let me see. Oh, Let Me In was the American version. So, yeah, but Let the Right One In is the one that you really do want to watch. Ooh, that lady's boobies. Sorry, I get very easily distracted. The one who's breastfeeding her kids. She's got one kid on each nipple. Yeah, she's double barrel there. But anyway, yeah, Let the Right One In. Now get this. This is on iHorror.com, folks. It says, Let the Right One In TV series will be a whole lot darker. How can it be fucking darker? You're going to ruin the fucking movie. So, whatever. We learned back in March that A&E is turning John... it's a French guy, I think, so I'm not going to ruin his name. Let the Right One In is going to be turned into a TV series, which will be the third time the book has been adapted. First, it became a I'm sorry. It wasn't French. It was Swedish, so I apologize. I really wouldn't be able to pronounce his name then. Swedish horror film released in 2008 and then was remade in American audiences 2 years later as Let Me In. Teen Wolf showrunner, he's actually really good. If you ever watched Teen Wolf, I missed the last couple seasons. That show was fucking phenomenal. Jeff Davis, actor, screenwriter Brandon Boyce are in charge of this one, and they're currently scripting a pilot episode. In an interview, the Artist Alley podcast, Davis talked about the challenges of expanding the book into an epic TV series, revealing his plans of attack. So there's a little bit more to read, but that's maybe I have to take back what I said. So, this was pretty cool. There's a couple cool things actually I put in last minute. Oh, this was pretty funny too. I'm sorry, I'm just going through stuff. I'm gonna look. Oh wait, there was a lot more that I could do. Lady Gaga dyes pool water blood red for American Horror Story cast party. That's pretty cool, I guess. I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, Lady Gaga's out of her mind in the right ways. She made no secret over the years of the fact that she's one of us hardcore horror fans, which is why it's natural fit for Lady Gaga starring in American Horror Story. So she actually dyed a pool, I guess her pool, red for a cast party. That was pretty cool, I think. There was something. I'm going back because these were stories I just posted. Because I used to love her. She's actually a hot redhead, too. Mistress Elvira. It says Mistress of the Dark returns in a new Elvira animated series. I'd rather see the real Elvira. I know she's up there in age, but she's really a redhead. Ask anyone, and this was on besthorrormovies.com. Ask anyone who can spell horror who Elvira is, and their fight to control an ear-to-ear grin and tell you she's the Mistress of the Dark. There are few genre icons as recognizable as Cassandra Peterson, on-screen personality, who wooed the boys and left the girls with big dreams. Shall we say? Sorry about that. I couldn't get that out. The fact is that Elvira's been a passionate player in the game for decades, living up to the party as the sexiest horror host alive, while ultimately being a part of some of the really fun projects. So yeah, she's going to do an animated series now. She is really hot. She's hot as a redhead. She's really hot with the black wig on. So that's cool. And there was something on, and it's kind of funny. It was on bloodydisgusting.com, and it's titled. Well, I'm going to say it because it's my show, and it's titled "I'd Fuck Me in Buffalo Bill's House," which is for sale. Okay, it's about that house being for sale again. Come on. But it is kind of cool. I just thought it was really funny, too. Okay, there's some advertisement I'm trying to get rid of. The house was owned by James Buffalo Bill Gum in the 1991 serial killer thriller The Silence of the Lamb. Has gone up for sale, surprisingly affordable, $300,000. The house is located in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. Yes, I was right about that. Is that Fayette? Sits on 1.76 acre plot and was and has a pool with a vintage caboose that was turned into a pool house. So it has a little bit more to say. That was actually on Bloody Disgusting because it's after 4, so I got to kind of rush this now. The funny one was it's on this about masturbation, an inappropriate thing about stopmasturbation.org, and it's 666 sign of the beast or code talk for homo gay threesome. I never thought of it that way. I like that. Sorry about that because that's inappropriate, but that's what it says. I'm telling you. We all know that the gay is that the gay is caused by masturbation. Well, that is, I'm really fucking gay. It is the same sex act where one engages in giving hand jobs to their own genitals and therefore their own. Because I had to open up the story. You know what? Let me just start from the beginning because this was yesterday. We all know that gay is caused by masturbation. It is the same sex acts where one engages in giving hand jobs to their own genitals and therefore, this is where I left off, their own gender. Knowing this, we should be mindful of the language that the gays use. Well, you know what, though? I hate to tell you, when I'm like jerking off, I'm not thinking of myself or any other guy. I'm actually thinking of women. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying anything wrong. Every version of the Bible warns us of the mark of the beast as the way to identify the devil. The symbol of the 666 refers to the Old Testament. The New Testament, the Book of Mormon, Diagnostics, and the King of Lonald Holy Bible. What is it? A birthmark? A tattoo, perhaps? Is the Bible warning us of homo gays? Homosexuals, as well as normal people, refer to the specific sexual position and a pervert lingo as 69. This position has nothing to do with procreation and is quite a mystery to most branch Levoidians. It involves putting one's mouth on another person's sexual organ. Well, 69 can be a man and a woman, by the way, while the other person does the same thing. Homo gays are known to take this disgusting practice to the next level with a sexual position they call the 666. I never knew that. They are able to do so because their protruding sex organs is in close proximity to their own body cavity, or as we call it, their mangina. This allows the homo gays to penetrate another homo gay in front of them while also being penetrated by another homo gay behind them. The German movie Human Centipede centers around the subject of the 666 Act, is available on Netflix. There you go. StopMasturbationNow.com. A nice hiney lady. There's some page called Curvy Page, and it has this woman. She's got an incredible ass. Like, really nice. Sorry, I just went off. Somebody wrote with a cat licking his chops. This guy, I got to give him credit. I actually commented and said, "That ass," and it's the cat's like licking his chops. This black cat. It's hilarious. Anyway, Movie Pilot actually has a story on the next, which it's going to be cool because I love those movies. I like them all. Pirates of the Caribbean. I never saw the first one or two in the movie theaters, but after that, I bought them and I loved them. Where is there a will, there is a bloom. Guess who's set to appear in the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales? There's a story on that. Maybe I should not read it. Well, there's not really much. Well, yeah. We are anticipating frowning at the fact that Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales is set to be released in theaters in 2017, which is a whole entire 2 years away, but at least Disney gave us a little something to do, something to help us pacify us in the meantime. So yes, there will be another one. Maybe at that point I'll rebuy them, when they release that one. They have something on AMC. It was actually BloodyDisgusting.com. I think I pre-ordered it. I think I did. I don't remember now. Fear of the Walking Dead. Watch the opening scene. That's on BloodyDisgusting.com. Because you know what? Fear of the Walking Dead actually caught my interest more than The Walking Dead. Walking Dead was just a freaking bore to me. And I remember reading a story that somebody else agreed with what I am thinking. AMC's Walking Dead spinoff series Fear of the Walking Dead premieres this coming Sunday. Wow. The biggest question surrounding the series is whether or not we will learn about zombies outbreak, how it began. Yes, you will, I believe. Bloody Disgusting scored the opening scene that sets the stage for the answers. Or does it just ignite more questions The footage features Junkie Nick, played by Frank Dillon, who I call a scene stealer in my review. This is what this person wrote. Waking up in the middle of a massacre. The pilot follows a highly dysfunctional blended family who are forced together when they realize reports of a virus is actually the onset of an undead apocalypse. I know I said that word wrong. So I'm actually looking forward to the Walking Dead thing. Something on my line, radiotimes.com, and this was probably yesterday. I can't see the date. Anyway, it says Doctor Who Series 9 countdown. It returns. The return of Doctor Who is fast approaching, so join us in our month-long celebration of all things Time Lord, counting down the days with the number-based feature from 31 to 1. 30 days to go for Doctor Who by Hugh Fulton. It's mere weeks until Series 9 of Doctor Who burst onto BBC One on the 19th of September. And we will here at radiotimes.com counting down the days quite literally. From 31 to 0, we're treating you to a daily dose of number-based Doctor Who features full of fun facts, personal reflections, adventures in past, previous, unseen interviews with special guests. Let the countdown begin. I really do. My friend Matt, I would almost think he would agree with me 100%. The new series, well, he won't agree with this. The new series is cool, but the old series, you can't even top the original Doctor Who TV series. I won't say that. No offense, I would not say that. By the way, about Sylvester McCoy. I just did not like Sylvester McCoy whatsoever. So my levels are all over the fucking place. But anyway, I should be signing off. It's like 4:30. So everyone have a good night. Hope you enjoyed my show, because I try to make it definitely more entertaining. So, okay, have a good night. Good morning. It's night for me. It's morning for you, wherever you are in this desolate this planet that we call Earth, or this one big sphere that's in the heavens known as Penhurst. Yeah. Okay. Have a good night. Good morning. Whatever. See you later.